Yeah. Okay. So maybe sometimes you have those days where you end up stubbing your toe, or like we know all that Legos are made by the devil if he existed, right? But anyhow, sometimes people experience pain. Sometimes people experience pain in their body. Okay. In fact, most of the pain that we experience, whether it be emotional or otherwise, finds a way to hang out in our body if we don't change the story that reinforces it. Okay. And so when we're talking about healing from physical pain, we have to realize a few things. One, that it's first possible. It is first possible to heal from whatever physical pain that you're experiencing. Okay. And I know that you're going to want to rail at me or others or like doctors or whatever and say, nope, it's not possible. So then there you go. There's your story. There's a story that has made you believe that it's not possible. So in NLP, we call these things modal operators. Okay, so yeah, I know it sounds like something from the Matrix, and it kind of is. But modal operators are the way in which we speak about things. I can do something. I won't do this. It's impossible. It's possible. Okay, and that does frame your reality. Neuroscience shows that language frames what you experience and how you experience it. So you want to control your how? Right? Because we're told in manifestation, we can't always know the how. Do you want to learn how to control it? Start talking about possibility being possible rather than impossible. Okay? So that's first and foremost. If you want to do and perform a healing on yourself or see your best friend healed, whatever it is, yes, use the imagination to get there, but also form your sentences, form your language, form the power behind them and the belief that empowers them by possibility, not impossibility. Don't say, well, my friend has this and I had this and da 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 da. Notice that there's a similarity there. Okay? Notice it. Because that means you're letting others frame your experience of it. Okay? And then you say, no, it is possible I can fully heal. I don't care what age you are, it is possible. Okay? So, first and foremost, you have to accept that it's a possibility. Okay? And then second, this is going to be a weird one, because we're taught to do the exact opposite. But even Neville Goddard's mentor, Abdullah, said this, right? And he said, one of the greatest things that people could ever do is learn to detach from their body, okay? So this is not the same as the psychological disorder where people have dysphoria and they feel like they need to hate their body. This is not that. He is not saying that, okay? This is all about learning that there is a separate event that's happening. So there's the body, but then there's awareness that's within the body. Okay? You can call it a soul, you can call it God, you can call it love, you can call it subconscious, whatever it is that you want to call it, there's something, there's a process, and it is better to understand it as a process, a person that is in process, that's living and experiencing life as you are accepting what you're aware of as true. Okay? And so you have to stop accepting everything as true. And I know it's hard, and it may take you a day to get there. It may take you 6 weeks. It may take you 60 years. Whatever it is, right, you need to get to the point where you stop accepting the story that you are your body, okay? And realize that your body is a container for those stories, right? So the Apostle Paul said in Scripture that essentially we are jars of clay. Okay, I don't believe humans are fragile. I don't believe that we need to be weak. I am actually a futurist, so I don't even need to believe that we die, right? But at the same time, because we have so much power generated behind all of these beliefs, we keep pointing to things that are, well, no, that's true. Well, look at this person and look at all of the scientific proof and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but that's you telling a story, okay? And so what you fundamentally need to do and grasp is you need to change the story. But part of that story is I am my body. No, you're not. And so how can you start distancing yourself from that? Well, practically speaking, is you spend more time in here, okay? Not that you detach from here and you become a monk and try to separate. Nothing wrong with that, but that you don't need to do that. To actually learn how to separate and say, okay, so anytime you get a pain or a twinge or anything, say, that's not me. That's simply a record of the past. It's a belief that I've held on to. It's a belief that I'm going to suffocate now, right? And so the more that you learn to suffocate those beliefs that don't serve you by either ignoring them or giving them a different empowering meaning that follows you into the future, then you start telling a much more awesome, powerful, health fulfilled story. You deserve health. The thing is that you have now accepted that whatever ceiling that you are at in terms of healing, I didn't mean to rhyme, but that you've accepted that as the only truth possible. So let's say that you have healed yourself partially. Okay, well, that's because there's still beliefs that you're holding on to that are keeping you in the partial healing process, right? So then that means you've learned to tolerate it. Okay, this is what you have to do. And this is another tip. Stop tolerating limitations. Okay, and no, I'm not calling you to be somehow delusional, but yes, I'm also calling you to be delusional. Okay, because the truth of what's happening is that you've imagined your body to be a certain way because you've either accepted beliefs from yourself, from others, from science, from biology, from television, whatever it is, and you've normalized it. So denormalize it. And how do you do that? Well, you have to practice being the new person who is healed and fully healed. What would you be doing? How would you be seeing the world? What's one small act you can do today physically that would actually prove to you, I can start the journey towards healing? Yes, it starts in here, but it also helps create an intimate, cohesive relationship between the outside mind, as in this world, and the inside mind, right? The imagination. So there's more to this. I get it. But hopefully this was helpful. Start detaching from beliefs that don't serve your healing journey. Okay? And I get it's going to be hard. It's going to take time and it's going to take repetition. You're rehearsing the new character who is fully healed. But how do you do that? Imagine. What would you feel like? Man, I'd feel blessed. I'd feel excited. I'd feel like I could move anywhere. Do that in here, right? And then lo and behold, one day, boom, you're healed.